Hello, and welcome back. I am starting up. Well, this is meant to be my 5-year anniversary. Um, Meant to. That was in June. But I was busy doing other things, such as moving and, playing, uh, such as moving and playing Xenoblade Cross. Um, what's this Nintendo Switch 2 edition thing? Oh, what? You've got to be kidding me. I thought I already had this installed. Alright, it finally finished downloading, and now we can finally do this. Oh, hey, look. Zelda note setting. What's this do? Maybe I have to actually start the game. Alright. Well, we're playing, oh, it's enabled now. Cool. Well, like I said, I am starting over with a new game, because the previous times that I've streamed this, the previous times that I've streamed this, it was, the first time was Calamity Bind, where I was only allowed to get so much out of the game. And then the second time, I was only allowed to use reusable, like, weapons that you had an infinite supply of. Not because you picked them up, but because you went to a crafting station. And so this time through, it's unrestricted, and I am just trying to get everything. And it's going to take a while. Nintendo presents The Legend of Zelda. Breath of the Wild.
Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Wake up, Link.
I'm sorting out things. I'm trying to tell it to... Oh, I'm at 10% completion on the buildings. That's funny. I've played this game several times. I will still read all of the dialogue, but it's not like I have to, I'm discovering something new for the first time.
That is a Sheikah slate.
In most cases.
Take it. It will help guide you after your long slumber.
I'm not surprised about anything that I see here. The Sheikah Slate, a mysterious tablet with a glowing center. You've never seen this device before, and yet there's something familiar about it. Well-worn trousers. These old trousers are threadbare in spots, but they're surprisingly comfortable. The legs are a bit too short, though. Old shirt. A thin shirt made long ago. It's coming apart at the seams, but it's better than nothing. The sleeves are a bit on the short side. There's not really anything else useful in this room.
Hold the Sheikah slate up to the pedestal. That will show you the way.
Authenticating. Sheikah slate confirmed.
Link, you are the light. Our light. That must shine upon Hyrule once again. Now go.
Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Since I'm playing on the Nintendo Switch 2 edition, I should expect zero stuttering. Yeah, haha, you found me. Huh? You're not Hestu. But you can see me? I didn't know your kind could see the children of the forest. Well, if you run into Hestu, please return this to him. Korok seed. This small seed was given to you by a Korok. It has a distinct smell. If you gather a bunch of them, you never know what may happen. Oh, and my friends were hiding in lots of different places, too. Don't be shy about poking your nose into suspicious places. Yes. Finding all of those Koroks is going to be a blast. Place the Sheikah slate in the pedestal. Sheikah Tower activated. Please watch for falling rocks. Great Plateau Tower. Distilling local information. Regional map extracted.
Try to remember. You have been asleep for the past 100 years. The beast. When the beast regains its true power, this world will face its end. Now then, you must hurry, Link. Before it's too late.
Hello, I'm Dragon Rider Luke. I'm a Christian streamer, and I'm always up for a friendly chat about my faith. I also think that it's important that people read or hear the Word of God frequently, so the next 5 minutes or so will be a chapter from the Bible.
1 Samuel 12. Samuel said to all Israel, I have listened to everything you said to me, and have set a king over you. Now you have a king as your leader. As for me, I am old and gray, and my sons are here with you. I have been your leader from my youth until this day. Here I stand. Testify against me in the presence of the Lord and his anointed. Whose ox have I taken? Whose donkey have I taken? Whom have I cheated? Whom have I oppressed? From whose hand have I accepted a bribe to make me shut my eyes? If I have done any of these things, I will make it right. You have not cheated or oppressed us, they replied. You have not taken anything from anyone's hand. Samuel said to them, The Lord is witness against you, and also his anointed is witness this day, that you have not found anything in my hand. He is witness, they said. Then Samuel said to the people, It is the Lord who appointed Moses and Aaron and brought your ancestors up out of Egypt. Now then, stand here, because I am going to confront you with evidence before the Lord as to all the righteous acts performed by the Lord for you and your ancestors. After Jacob entered Egypt, they cried to the Lord for help, and the Lord sent Moses and Aaron, who brought your ancestors out of Egypt and settled them in this place. But they forgot the Lord their God, so he sold them into the hand of Sisera, the commander of the army of Hazor, and into the hands of the Philistines and the king of Moab, who fought against them. They cried out to the Lord and said, We have sinned, we have forsaken the Lord, and served the Baals and the Ashtoreths. But now deliver us from the hands of our enemies, and we will serve you. Then the Lord sent Jerubbaal, Barak, Jephthah, and Samuel, and he delivered you from the hands of your enemies all around you, so that you lived in safety. But when you saw that Nahash, king of the Ammonites, was moving against you, you said to me, No, we want a king to rule over us, even though the Lord your God was your king. Now here is the king you have chosen, the one you asked for. See, the Lord has set a king over you. If you fear the Lord and serve him and obey him and do not rebel against his commands, and if both you and the king who reigns over you follow the Lord your God, good. But if you do not obey the Lord, and if you rebel against his commands, his hand will be against you, as it was against your ancestors. Now then, stand still and see this great thing the Lord is about to do before your eyes. Is it not wheat harvest now? I will call on the Lord to send thunder and rain, and you will realize what an evil thing you did in the eyes of the Lord when you asked for a king. Then Samuel called on the Lord, and that same day the Lord sent thunder and rain. So all the people stood in awe of the Lord and of Samuel. The people all said to Samuel, Pray to the Lord your God for your servants, so that we will not die, for we have added to all our other sins the evil of asking for a king. Do not be afraid, Samuel replied. You have done all this evil, yet do not turn away from the Lord, but serve the Lord with all your heart. Do not turn away after useless idols. They can do you no good, nor can they rescue you, because they are useless. For the sake of his great name, the Lord will not reject his own people, because the Lord was pleased to make you his own. As for me, far be it from me that I should sin against the Lord by failing to pray for you. And I will teach you the way that is good and right. But be sure to fear the Lord, and serve him faithfully with all your heart. Consider what great things he has done for you. Yet if you persist in doing evil, both you and your king will perish. May God bless the reading of his word. Rocks. There are 900 of those. I'm not reading those because it's the same every single time. There we go.
Here on the plateau, the Forest of Spirits is the only area dense enough to be called a forest. Back before the founding of Hyrule, however, the entire plateau was apparently covered with trees. Where the spirits plant roots, trees flourish, and forests are formed. In ancient times, this may have been a village of spirits.
Hey! And you can see what I've been working with. That's the wrong thing to turn off. But yeah, there's a couple more Koroks around here, and then I'm going to go to the Blue Shrine.
There are many gaps in this mountain hut, and even the rope holding the logs together seems dubious. It is far too shabby for a hunter's cabin. I didn't enter. The hut seemed it may collapse at any moment, so I was unable to identify the owner. It should probably be dismantled before someone gets hurt.
That's one Korok I definitely wouldn't have found without this.
From here, you can see the Great Plateau, or rather, Hyrule itself. At the castle, we are king and princess, but while here, we were father and daughter. It was in this place that I learned about everything from paragliders to cooking. I still remember the feeling of the warm doublet father wrapped around my shoulders.
And I died. I'm not going to count that for push-ups. I mean, it's still going to show up on the game over. I am not. That's ridiculous. I shouldn't have had to deal with that. Hand on it. That's all it takes. Well, that was a little unfortunate. There we go. You don't even have to stasis it. All it takes. All it's supposed to take. Yay! Done. Nice. That is not what that was supposed to be.
When I first saw a hot-footed frog at Hopper Pond, I couldn't take my eyes off of it. I came here every day to observe it. Mother's face grew stiff when I showed her the frog. Though she never expressed outward disdain for them, she probably didn't want to speak poorly of something I liked. Past this gate is a snowy landscape, cold enough for one to freeze there. The area is a place where heroes can test their skills, but the landscape is clearly not a natural phenomenon. Perhaps some ancient technology we have yet to learn about is being used here.
Ah, the Cryonis is the reason it's all like that.
Royal princesses have a sacred power which is claimed to have been passed down generation after generation. In fact, the lineage traces all the way back to the first queen, when Hyrule was founded. The ritual at the Temple of Time falls upon the princess to carry out. But do my prayers even reach the goddess when my powers have yet to awaken?
Ouch.
Well done there, young one. Now then, the time has come to show you who I truly am. I was King Rome Bosphoramos Hyrule. I was the last leader of Hyrule, a kingdom which no longer exists.
King Rome, the last king of Hyrule.
The Great Calamity was merciless. It devastated everything in its path, a century ago. It was then that my life was taken away from me. And since that time, here I have remained in spirit form. I did not think it wise to overwhelm you while your memory was still fragile. So rather than that, I thought it best to assume a temporary form. Forgive me. I think you are now ready. Ready to hear what happened 100 years ago. To know Calamity Ganon's true form, one must know the story from an age-long past. The Demon King was born into this kingdom, but his transformation into malice created the horror you see now. Stories of Ganon were passed from generation to generation in the form of legends and fairy tales. But there was also a prophecy. The signs of a resurrection of Calamity Ganon are clear, and the power to oppose it lies dormant beneath the ground. We decided to heed the prophecy and began excavating large areas of land. It wasn't long before we discovered several ancient relics made by the hands of our distant ancestors. These relics, the divine beasts, were giant machines piloted by warriors. We also found the Guardians, an army of mechanical soldiers who fought autonomously. This coincided with ancient legends, oft repeated throughout our land. We also learned of a princess with a sacred power, and her appointed knight, chosen by the sword that seals the darkness. It was they who sealed Ganon away using the power of these ancient relics. 100 years ago, there was a princess set to inherit a sacred power and a skilled knight at her side. It was clear that we must follow our ancestors' path. We selected 4 skilled individuals from across Hyrule and tasked them with the duty of piloting the divine beasts. With the princess as their commander, we dubbed these pilots champions, a name that would solidify their unique bond. The princess, her appointed knight, and the rest of the champions were on the brink of sealing away Ganon. But nay. Ganon was cunning, and he responded with a plan beyond our imagining.
Yeah, it didn't exactly go as well as they hoped.
He appeared from deep below Hyrule Castle, seized control of the Guardians and the Divine Beasts, and turned them against us. The champions lost their lives, those residing in the castle as well. The appointed knight gravely wounded and collapsed while defending the princess. And thus, the kingdom of Hyrule was devastated absolutely by Calamity Ganon. However, the princess survived to face Ganon alone.
Link, you are our final hope. The fate of Hyrule rests with you.
That princess was my own daughter, my dear Zelda. And the courageous knight who protected her right up to the very end. That knight was none other than you, Link. You fought valiantly when your fate took an unfortunate turn. And then, you were taken to the Shrine of Resurrection. Here you now stand, revitalized 100 years later. The words of guidance you have been hearing since your awakening are from Princess Zelda herself. Even now, as she works to restrain Ganon from within Hyrule Castle, she calls out for your help. However, my daughter's power will soon be exhausted. Once that happens, Ganon will freely regenerate himself, and nothing will stop him from consuming our land. Considering that I could not save my own kingdom, I have no right to ask this of you, Link. But I am powerless here. You must save her, my daughter, and do whatever it takes to annihilate Ganon. Somehow, Ganon has maintained control over all 4 divine beasts, as well as those guardians swarming around Hyrule Castle. I believe it would be quite reckless for you to head directly to the castle at this point.
Not if you're a speedrunner, it's not.
Suggest that you make your way east.
But
out
I'm
to
doing
the villages
100%.
in the wilderness. Follow the road out to Kakariko Village.
I'm actually going to skip right past
There you will
Kakariko.
find the Elder Impa. She will tell you more about the path that lies ahead. Consult the map on your Sheikah slate for the precise location of Kakariko Village. Make your way past the twin summits of the dueling peaks. From there, follow the road as it proceeds north.
Go on. Here is the paraglider, just as I promised. Paraglider! An item that you receive from the king on the Great Plateau. It allows you to sail through the sky. Press X while you're in the air to use it. With that, you should be able to safely fly off the cliffs surrounding this area. And I think that's it. I've told you everything I can. Link, you must save Hyrule. New objective, destroy Ganon.